Hello everyone, my name's Louise and I'm here at the Children's Hospital with Captain Starlight, and I'm going to read one of my favourite books, Sidney Opera Mouse. It's written by Hosking and it has some beautiful pictures by Inky Stone. Captain Starlight, you remind me of a mouse today. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Sidney was a little mouse who lived inside a cage. A pet shop found in Sydney's north was where he spent his days. He had no chance to run around. He had little room to play. The shop was damp and gloomy. It was dark and cold and grey. The animals were packed in tight with cages floor to ceiling, conditions that a little mouse found very unappealing. It wasn't such a happy life. Poor Sidney felt alone. A place where he could sing and play would make a better home. Do you like to sing and dance?
Oh, yes! La 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 la.
Sidney dreamt of being free, and if he had a choice, he'd find a place where he could sing and share his special voice. Do you have a special voice?
La la la! Maybe.
That's very special, I think. If he got the chance to leave, he'd run and run and run. Then one day, a massive storm with howling wind and rain guaranteed that Sydney's life would never be the same. The pet shop door crashed open. It made a mighty din. Poor Sidney, he was terrified as wind and rain rushed in. At the entrance to the pet shop, creeping through the grey, daylight where the door once stood, lighting Sydney's way. He saw a chance for freedom and he scuttled through the door. No more cage for Sidney, he was going to explore.
Go, Sidney, go!
Sidney sprinted from the shop into the pouring rain. He ran into a station and then jumped on board a train. The carriage that he rode was a very rusty banger. From the train he saw a bridge. It looked like a coat hanger. Have you ever seen a bridge that looks like a coat hanger?
You know what, Louise? I think I've heard of one. I wonder where it could be.
He carried on his journey, but then he got a shock. Humans walking on the bridge, across the very top. It seemed so strange to Sidney, but unless he was mistaken, the humans, they were only there to have their photos taken. Sidney wondered what adventures his escape would bring. He hoped to find a magic place where he'd make friends and sing. He loved the walk across the bridge, his very first time climbing. The mighty storm had ended and the sun had started shining.
I love the sun.
He found the Sydney Tower. It was super duper high. It looked just like a basket on a chopstick in the sky. He made his way right to the top. The view, it was so pretty. From the tower way up high, he saw the whole big city.
He's not afraid of heights, I tell you, Louise.
I'm afraid of heights. Are you, Captain Starlight?
I think so. I'd be a bit wary going up so high.
He's a very brave little mouse.
He really is.
The view was very special. That was clear for him to see. This could be a place where he could sing now he was free. He noticed Sam the spider. He asked one little thing. In this tower, Sam, is there a place where I can sing?
Just sing anywhere. That's what I do.
I'm sorry, Sam replied. It is only you and I. We are the only creatures in this tower in the sky. I wish that I could help you, mate, but I'm in no position. I don't know how to sing, and I'm a terrible musician. You'd think with all these arms and legs that I could play the drums, but drumming's very tricky, as I don't have any thumbs. But why don't you try at Bondi Beach? It isn't far away. Maybe at the beach you'll find a place to sing and play.
Oh, the beach? There's so many places to play at the beach.
Beaches are fun. I love going to the beach. A girl sat on her surfboard. It was painted red and black. She didn't notice Sidney. He had sneaked onto the back. The surfer paddled out to sea and then she caught a wave. Some might say a little mouse had never been so brave.
Surf's up, Louise!
Yeah! Sidney felt amazing as they raced towards the shore, proud because no other mouse had ever surfed before. Then the surfer stumbled and she dropped down to one knee. Sidney slipped right off the board and fell into the sea. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, I don't know about falling into the sea. I'd be worried about sharks.
I hope he held his breath.
Yeah.
He'd never been to lessons. Little Sidney could not swim. Thank goodness for the kindness of Diane, the blue dolphin. She swam in front of Sidney and he grabbed onto her flipper. Thanks so much for saving me. You are a little ripper.
Good on you, Diane.
What brings a mouse to Bondi Beach? Diane then promptly asked. To find friends and a place to sing, but it is a tricky task. Diane knew of an opera house with singing mice aplenty. Benny Seal, her friend, had told her there were more than 20. Tell me please, where is this house? It's where I'd love to be. Diane replied, the harbour, near a place called Circular Quay. Sidney thanked Diane as she returned him to dry land. She replied, no worries, mate, and flung him on the sand. Sidney was ecstatic as his favourite thing was song. Finally, he'd found where he was destined to belong. Sidney scampered from the ferry out onto the steps. He saw the Sydney Opera House stage door and in through it he crept.
Creep, creep, creep. Gotta be quiet so no one hears him.
I think mice are very good at creeping.
I think so.
And good at being very quiet.
Oh, perfect, Sidney.
The tip from new friend Benny turned out to be quite true. Sidney found a room of mice sitting, eating stew. They gave Sidney some dinner and invited him to stay. Sidney told them all about his crazy bonkers day.
Have you ever had a crazy day?
I have. When the food was gobbled up, the music then began. Some mice were playing instruments. Now Sidney had a plan. He started singing softly, and nobody said a word. He had the greatest singing voice that they had ever heard.
La, la, la. Well, maybe Sydney's slightly better than mine.
I think that was very good, Captain Starlight.
Thanks, Louise.
Sidney, you must stay here. We beg you, please don't go. We're searching for a special mouse to star in our new show. Now Sidney sings in all their shows. It's such a grand occasion. And naturally, the crowd give him a long-standing ovation.
Bravo, Sidney!
Sidney used to be alone and trapped inside a cage. But now with friends he lives his dream, performing on the stage. He took a chance and chased his dreams. Just look how far he's come. But Sidney's big adventures, they have only just begun.
Oh, yay, Sidney!
I love that, Captain Starlight.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
We should all have dreams to chase, don't you think?
Oh, it's so important, and he took a chance and it paid off.
It did. So, what's your dream? I hope you start chasing it today. Have a great day.